I think you got to give credit to Wisconsin fans that they really came out and got the game played the way they wanted to play it. I felt like we could never really get ourselves going at our pace and tempo. Although the first half was pretty much identical to the first half at Penn State the other night. Both teams kind of feeling each other out. It was a close game. We had to deal with some foul trouble in the first half, which I thought we did a great job of, down 2 at half. And then to start the second half, I think they went on like a 19-4 run, and we just couldn't overcome it. I thought we had some really good shots early in the second half. We didn't make them, and then one thing I was a little disappointed with is I felt like our defensive energy was affected by us not making shots tonight. That's a tough thing to deal with on the road against a really good Wisconsin team. And like I said, I think you got to give them credit. We turned them over, which was really uncharacteristic, because we turned them over 15 times and then had 0 fast break points. That's kind of uncharacteristic for us. So the second half, I think, when they came out and they kind of jumped us in the second half, we were never really able to recover from that. Never really able to get into our groove, that's for sure.
Tanya Luce, let's come to you for your question. Corey Geiger, you're on deck. Nate Bauer, you will follow Corey.
Hi, Coach. Anyone watching the game tonight could see that. I mean, your team obviously struggled to shoot the ball well. But, I mean, was there anything other, you mentioned defense, that you thought your team didn't do particularly well tonight, or that kind of disappointed you? And secondly, like I said, your team didn't shoot well. What do you tell your players when they're kind of having some struggles there on the floor, when they're not shooting well?
We try to tell them is you cannot let your offense dictate your defense. If anything, it has to be the other way around. When you're not shooting the ball well, you have to be playing superior team defense. We have to be playing harder. We got to be beating them the 50-50s. We got to rebound the basketball, which we didn't do a very good job of tonight. So again, it's something that we talked about after the game. As a team, we're just disappointed that we allowed offense to affect our defense. And in this league, you can't do that. You have to be able to defend and rebound. I thought we recovered in the first half and did a good job. Second half, it was almost like complete opposite of the game the other night. We came out in the second half and we kind of came out making a bunch of shots and we guarded them. And then here they came out and made shots and guarded us. So it was a little disappointing.
Corey Geiger, let's come to you. Nate Bauer, you're on deck.
Jim, you go from 81 points in one game to the 50s in the second game. How much of it was their defense, which I'm sure was doing some good things, versus you guys just missing shots?
You got to give them credit. They're a great defensive team. I said it the other night. I thought we were able to get the game at our pace and tempo at our place, and we scored 81 against them. This is our lowest output in league play, I think, right? We scored 58 against Michigan, and it was 56 tonight. And you got to give them credit. I mean, I think they really came in, they locked in, they guarded us. I thought we did have some good looks in the second half. I really did. At the beginning, we had a flurry of open threes and layups, even a couple of free throws that we missed that normally we'll make. But you got to give them credit. They're an exceptional team. They're an exceptional defensive team.
Nate, let's come over to you. Mark Brennan, you're on deck.
Jim, I know it's hard in the moment, but did Davison's shot at the end of the first half, did that feel like a turning point at all, or deflation at all?
I mean, you could say that. I mean, there's so much time left in the game, it shouldn't have been. But, we did a great job at the end of the first half to take the lead, right? Sam broke him down, made that tough shot. We took the lead, and we should have been going in with momentum. I thought we had a little breakdown. Trice got in the lane. We overhelped Davidson hit the big three, but it was a 2-point game at half. I mean, I think we were down 3 or 4 at our place at half. So there should be a lot more time to come out and recover. So I certainly don't want to put a blame on that was the turning point. I just thought they came out in the second half and we didn't make shots and they did. I think that was more of an impact than maybe his shot at the end.
Mark Brennan, let's come to you. Justin Morgenstein, you're on deck.
Jim, you touched on this a little bit, but can you talk about the disparity between their three-point shooting percentage at the Jordan Center and then in this game? And then how much does that also impact your fast break game? Because at the BJC, it looked like Brockington was grabbing a lot of those and just going.
Yeah. Well, it always makes a difference, right? when a team's not shooting well, we're defending them, we're playing in transition. When they're shooting well, we're taking the ball out of the net. It's just slowing us down a little bit. And it did. It almost looked like a flip of home teams who played well. They went 9 for 18. We won 6 for 24. I felt we would have to come in here and make about 9 threes in this game. And we just didn't shoot very well, which definitely affected us. But on the defensive side, we didn't rebound the basketball. I mean, we really didn't. I thought they got about almost 50% of their misses back in the first half. And with that said, it was still, a 2-point game. I just thought in the second half we didn't have that same energy and aggressiveness defensively, and I think a lot of it stemmed from us not making shots.
Justin Morgenstein, let's go to you next. And then Nate Bauer, I've got you wrapping up the session. I think we had someone bring their hand down. So Nate Bauer, you'll wrap up the session.
Jim, I'm curious now that it's over. What do you kind of think of these back-to-backs, and what were the biggest challenges that came with it, or maybe was something you even liked about it?
I mean, it was difficult. Obviously, it's difficult because you're playing a top 15 team in the country. That's what makes it really difficult. It's difficult to play at Wisconsin because they're a really good team. So, the difficulty in a quick turnaround to travel, but both teams had to travel back. So, just a little different. I don't even know if I really have an opinion on it right now. Obviously, I'm disappointed that we didn't play real well. But I don't know if it's because it was back-to-back, the same opponent. I think it was just more so because back-to-back against a really good same opponent, and they played better than we did tonight.
Nate Bauer, let's come to you to wrap up this session with interim head coach Jim Ferry.
Jim, obviously you didn't have anybody foul out, but you mentioned the fouls in the first half. Did you feel like that impacted the style of play that you guys were able to have?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you get three starters in foul trouble, and we had some fouls. They at the end of the second half, before Davidson hit the 3, the only way they scored 6 free throws off of one-on-one fouls. That we fouled them in the bonus. That we got to be smarter. We can't do that, and that's how they scored. They scored those 6 points, and then I was trying to manage the clock to make sure there wasn't too many possessions in it. That at that point we were down. We're trying to get it closer at half, and I thought we did a great job of it. The kids really executed, made big plays, and then we took that lead for that quick second. And Davidson, obviously the stuff we just addressed, they hit it, but it definitely affected. And when you have 3 starters out, it affects who you are as a team. Although I got to give our guys credit, guys really stepped up.